Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be playing some solo queue, but I wanted to use this as just an opportunity to do like a live talk, discussion, commentary. So I'm going to be talking about the topic at hand, and that's about win rate. Now, I have a lot to say about win rate. I always do, and there's always a lot of pushback. So for anybody that disagrees with me, go on ahead and go to the comments section and, you know, gear up your comment, and we're going to talk about it. But I want to talk about why win rate always matters, what the context of when it matters is and why it matters, but also some scenarios where maybe it doesn't matter, but it does always matter. So it maybe just doesn't matter as much. Let's go ahead and discuss that. So first and foremost, win rate. This is your win-loss percentage, right? Like how, like if you're above 50% win-loss, or if you're above 50% win rate, you have won more games positively than you have lost. If you are below that number, then you have lost more games. So you have a positive win-loss or a negative win-loss. So therefore we call it like negative win rate. And this matters. And this is a very big discussion geared toward like non-5 stackers specifically, because naturally if you're 5 stacking, you should have a much higher win rate because you are able to kind of like use your team and leverage your team and y'all's experience to win the majority of the games. Now here's the thing, in 5 stacking in Pokemon Unite, you're going to run into duo trios, you're going to run into other 5 stack groups, like you're going to run into a lot of scenarios that are very favorable for you and your group. So it is almost expected that if you're consistently 5 stacking, that you should have a positive win rate. I think that, oh, maybe I should have stuck with them. They're going in. I think that it should be very, very acceptable for that to be the scenario. That if you're 5 stacking, you have a positive win rate. So that's not really what we're talking about here, but that is a scenario where it does matter and what that metric actually means in terms of 5 stackers or people playing in you know, groups consistently, like bigger groups consistently, that are going to affect their win rate. Now, when it comes to solo queue, win rate matters because win rate is a measure of your consistency over a large sample size of games, and that's what ranked is. It's a measure of your consistency over a large sample size of games, and if you are doing well in all of your matches, the probable likelihood that you're going to have a high win rate is very high because you are doing well in all of your matches. So you are impacting your game positively, and you can't win every game, but you're impacting your game positively in a way that is important, right? In a way that helps you win matches, because without the ability to impact the game positively, you're going to lose more matches. You're not going to be able to win as much as you would if you are not playing well, right? Like if you're not performing well as a player, you simply cannot perform and add positive value to your team. Now, this is where all the little scenarios come in. Win rate doesn't really mean that much if you don't have a lot of games played, because that win rate percentage will change so rapidly. Like if you have 10 games played, well, one of those games is 10%. So the win rate is relative to the number of games you have played. And I think that that's a really important thing to know, because, you know, what you want to look at is your current season win rate. You don't need to look at the overall win rate, because the overall win rate doesn't really mean anything. So that's another part that I needed to bring up that I guess I had forgot about already. You need to really look at the current season win rate, and you need to be looking at the currency. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can get this push in. Hold on. Let the 40 go in. There we go. Nice. Okay, so you want to be looking at your current season win rate. We're doing really well. And you want to be looking at the number of games you have played, because if you don't have a large amount of games played, then the win rate doesn't quite have as much weight. Now, this is a question I get all the time. Well, what about defender mains? What about supporter mains? Now, here's the thing. I totally understand and respect the fact that people want to be defender mains or supporter mains, but I think that there's a naivety in wanting to be that person. The naivety is not that it's not valuable. It absolutely is. If you go into your game and you pick Mr. Mime, Clefable, Blissey every single game, and you know you're playing really, really well on those Pokemon, and you're able to, man, you know what? I should have pushed with my team. I'm being silly because I'm talking. I'm actually playing the game wrong because I'm talking. If you're doing all those things, that's absolutely valuable and helpful to your team. The problem is that it is hard to carry in those roles, and you need teammates when you're doing that. Like, you need teammates that are going to be able to perform. And oh, there's no way. I was trying to eject button out of that, and it's essentially it's going to, being a support or defender main is going to lower your win rate. I think it's basically just the probability that you are going to be able to positively impact your game on a support or defender. It's just much lower. Now, of course, there are scenarios like, you know, spam playing Mr. Mime, but we don't need to be that specific about it, right? We just need to say, like, in general, supporter mains are probably going to have a bit of a harder time impacting their games in a positive way than, say, somebody playing like a jungler, an attacker, an all-rounder, speedster, something like that would have. So why am I bringing this all up? Because I want the player base to be knowledgeable. I want the player base to feel like they're being guided right. I think there's just a constant rhetoric about win rate and whether or not it matters, and oh, well, I get bad teammates. And the reality is that we all get bad teammates. It's not really an excuse to say that you get bad teammates, because of the fact that we all deal with the same scenarios. I think that's going to kill them. No. Okay, well, I got one. We all deal with the same teammates, right? Like, if you have, okay, let's say hypothetically, my I'm just gonna pick somebody out of the pack. My Ninetales, Night Frost, is a bad player. Hypothetically, he's just really, really bad. Well, when I queued, the other team had the same chance to get him on the team, and their let's say their Cram might be a really bad player. Like, statistically speaking, like, he may have a negative win rate, my teammate may have a negative win rate, and so it's not really as much about your teammates as it is about you and your ability to control the game and what you can bring, right? So you have to be positively impacting your games, but not just positively impacting your games one time, it's all of the time. And this is where the nuance on win rate becomes lost, because people say, oh dude, they give the anecdotes, right? The anecdotes really come out of the woodwork, and they say, oh, you know, I dropped 30 kills or 20 kills, and you know, I scored 200 points, and you know, my teammate was backcapping. And it's like, I understand that, yes, you will lose games because of your teammate, but here's the reality: you will not lose all of your games because of bad teammates. That is just statistically not going to happen. It is just, no one is that unlucky. And now it's possible, I suppose you could say, for that to happen, but statistically speaking, it's not going to happen. The probability of someone being that unlucky is so astronomically low that it's just not going to happen. So I just kind of wanted to, like I said, I kind of wanted to drop an info dump on my thoughts on win rate, because it is an objective statistic. Oh my god, it's a goal getter Cram. He really is not very good. It is a very objective kind of statistic, and I think that people often are very uncomfortable with the reality of the situation, and I think that it's a very important thing to be able to talk about. I wonder if I can get this off. I may die here, which would be really poor timing to die, but I break the goal, so my god, dude, Delphox is so good. Yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up, and I'm trying to think if there's any more situations. Like, win rate doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't really matter if you don't have a lot of games played. It doesn't really matter if you're like a 5-stacker, it's not nearly as impactful. I'm actually just going to let that go because it's fine to me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's actually a huge play. Holy hell. That's actually a massive play. Oh my god. They need to stall some time for us. Oh, that's huge. That's actually huge. That's a really good counter pick. Okay, this is actually pretty huge, because they don't really have good rip potential. Woo, that got scary. That Machamp is trying to pop off, man. That Machamp is trying to pop off. Oh, that's so disgusting. Mr. Mime is a balanced character. Okay, cool. We still have Unite moves and everything. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm not here to put anybody down or to, you know, to make people feel worse about their statistics. It's really just to inform, so that way you can look at it and say, hey, let me, and again, this is a really big part of it. You need to be looking at your current season win rate. That is so important. You need to look at what your current season win rate is, because the thing about your overall win rate, and I think that a lot of people don't realize this as well, is that your current win rate is impacted by everything. It's impacted by quick play. It's impacted by you know, your bot matches. It's impacted by literally everything. So we got to be a little bit careful when it comes to looking at the wrong thing. You know, got to make sure we're looking at the right thing. Oh, I missed that. All right, we're still just doing our thing. still just doing our thing, macroing this end game well. So, because there's just so much decision making and little things that happen in Pokemon Unite, and you know, like I said, you have to be constantly providing value to your team. You have to constantly be providing value to your team in a way that is going to separate you from the rest of the players. And this does not matter. This is 6 points, right? You know, this does not matter. All right. Bop, 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 bop. So there we have it, friends. Like I said, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if you disagree. Again, I think that this is one of those things where there really isn't a lot of wiggle room here to disagree. And the scenario, like, for sure, you can get unlucky a lot of games in a row. You could play like 5 games in a row and have really bad teammates, but it's about the bigger picture. It's about the 200 games, the 300 games, where when you look at that win rate, you realize, hey, look, I'm the only person that's been in every one of these games. I have to do better. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to be kind of one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.